How's that for a hook? So you want to get them to notice your content. We have clickbait, we have thumbnails. A lot of people use women in their background to hook people, to get people hooked. After you hook your audience, you want to make sure that you retain. Right? You got to retain their attention. Get them to consume it. Right? You got to get them to consume it. This is why it's so important for you to focus in a niche that you are passionate about. There's some people that have not mastered the formula. They don't understand the process when it comes to content creation, right? So you got to hook the audience, you got to retain the audience, and then you got to reward the audience. So these are lessons, by the way, I'm hedging this up front. These are lessons that I'm learning, right? So I think the saying is take it with a grain of salt. But these are lessons that I'm learning. So if you could at the very least learn from my failures, you're 10 steps ahead of me. Reward, right? So you want to reward attention. So you want to satisfy the reason they consumed it to begin with. So this is why it's so important for you to be in a niche that you actually enjoy when it comes to content creation, because this becomes you, right? Everything that you do in front of a camera in order to get people's attention becomes you. It becomes your personality. It becomes, you're gonna maximize what you get attention for. So I'm gonna say that again, you're gonna maximize what you get attention for. So let's say if you play basketball, you're really good at basketball, you record some videos, and everybody all of a sudden begins to know you for basketball. Well, guess what? You're probably going to practice more. You're probably going to create more content around basketball. Now, let's use this as an analogy. Let's just, as an example, let's just say that you hate basketball, right? Now you're in a situation. You're in a situation because now you're being known for something that you don't even have passion for. So why I say it's important for you to be thoughtful of the content that you create is because it becomes who you are. Make sure that it's something that you're passionate about or you want to learn more about. Because once you hook the attention, retaining the attention is the next step. And how do you do that? Well, you're going to have to, first of all, be educated in the space, right? And if you don't know everything about it now, you have to have some type of passion to continue educating yourself so that at some point you can provide that value. You could go around the system by creating, you could create content using AI or maybe faceless videos. Or maybe you can go the route of doing images only with positive content. So there's ways around it. But I want you to ask yourself the truth behind you not hitting record. Is it because you're not proud of yourself? Is it because you lack confidence? Is it because you're comparing yourself to other people's successes? Is it because you don't believe you're good enough? What is it? You know what I mean? Like, which one is it? Or is it really that you don't want to be behind the camera? Because sometimes we fake ourselves out into thinking that our excuse is the real reason. Something I learned years ago is that somebody's initial excuse is never the reason. That's why it's so important when somebody gives you an excuse, ask them, so why is that? Tell me more. Ask them again. Find out the reason, the real reason. So outside of that, if it wasn't for your wife, if it wasn't for your friends, if it wasn't for money, how can we get this? How can we help you set this up today? If it wasn't for these things, if we took care of that, what would we have to do to earn your business right now? So what I've learned is a lot of people lie. They don't feel confident saying no. I don't know what it is, but the word no, a lot of people, even though they want to say no, they don't. So they would rather lie. So you got to make sure that you dig deep and go a little further than what somebody initially tells you. Something that somebody that I respect wrote this, so I think that it would be valuable for you to get this too. Ready? And this is a good piggyback to what we're talking about. We're gonna choose. So life happens, right? Life happens. Profit by sharing yours. Life happens. Profit by sharing yours. Listen, guys. It's not a mistake that the human is a very valuable asset. It's not a secret that the human is a very valuable asset. The only thing that's holding you back from profiting from the value that you bring to the world is you. Is the limiting beliefs that you've been conditioned with, that you've accepted, and nobody's going to pull you out of that other than yourself. So right now, and this isn't for everyone, but for those of you that want to get into the content creation space, you want to be an influencer, if you want to be successful in general, you're going to have to do things that stretch you. You're going to have to get over yourself. You're going to have to realize that nobody gives a fuck about you as much as you think. And it's up to you to make things happen. Right now, you're investing time watching someone else's life. Whether it's me, another influencer, an entertainment video, some athletes, whatever it is. You're trading your time for somebody else's. In fact, you're giving away your time for someone else. It's not even an even trade. In fact, it has the opposite effect. Because if you're investing your time watching somebody else's content and it's not conducive to growth, it's not making you better, if it has the opposite effect and making you jealous, it's making you not believe in yourself, it's putting you in a mindset of comparing and really doubting yourself, the trade-off is not worth it. Something a wise man told me years ago was, if you don't control your mind, someone else will. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. And it's not like they're doing this deliberately. It's not like, yeah, I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to. No. But the reality is that what you consume makes you. It just is what it is. I didn't make the rules. I literally just communicated. That's it. So whatever you consume makes you. So if you consume music all day, depending on the type of music that you consume, it makes you. If it's positive music, you're going to have a positive tune to you. If it's negative music, you're going to be a negative person. If you're constantly listening to educational content, it's going to make you, bro. It changes the way you move. It changes the way you think. Profit by sharing your life, man. Don't get hung up on the lack of results that you have. Don't get hung up on the lack of followers. Don't get hung up on somebody else's life. Figure it out for yourself and put yourself in a position of being proud of yourself. That's the best thing you could ever do, is being proud of yourself by taking action, by doing what you know is right and not letting anybody stop you. Keep pushing.